Good morning, everyone. This sermon and lesson plan: Be Creative, Holy Emmanuel, Be Creative Ministries, mega churches, pastors Jamel and Sandra Fields Leonard, and our children, David. We have Summer, Jonah, Sanjay, and we have Bo Williams, and we have some other things going on. Anyway, today's sermon and lesson plan is bowling, a parable and analogy of bowling. I have to keep it short because of my runtime today. Bowling. So in the concept of bowling, you have a bowling ball. The bowling ball can be any color if you know anything about bowling balls. They can be black, orange, blue. They have some with mixed colors, many different things going on in bowling. And then you have pins, bowling pins. The object of bowling is to roll the ball down and knock down the pins. If you knock down all the pins, it's called a turkey. It's called a turkey. It's like an X and a strike. If you ever been to a bowling alley and you can see the numbers up top, it's called a turkey. This parable and analogy is about men and women who are mother and father, and about atoms, neutrons, and electrons. So once you hit a turkey, you've knocked down everything. Imagine your father to be the bowling ball and your mother to be the bowling pins. So he wants to do a particular thing all the time. He wants to knock down all the pins. He wants to make a strike, a turkey. This is going to go very quick. I have to go very fast. A turkey, he wants to make a strike. So he wants to knock them down. And she wants him to make a turkey. But every now and then, she wants him to make turkeys all the time. But every now and then they have to separate because the atoms and the neutrons and electrons are so powerful. The explosion that happens when they get together and they collide into each other, it causes a great explosion. So every now and then when the atoms and electrons and neutrons, which hit and collide, and the two balls of light, they come together and they collide, they cause a great explosion. When the explosion happens, the light travels outward, like you have this Big Bang Theory, which is not accurate. It is not an accurate thing. And when they travel out, the light that travel out, you have sparks. It is like a battery in a car. You have a battery, right? They have positive and negative, just like a battery, a Duracell battery or smaller batteries, positive and negative, north and south. So if you transfer the two wires, you should have had this experiment at Radio Shack where they had these little electric experiments and you did them in school, and you would cross the lever and the light would come on and then it would cut off. And if the sparks go out and travel, but it is just a spark. Now, where I'm going with this, I'm being very intelligent about electrons and neurons and colliding and crashing atoms. And you have a car battery with positive and negative. If you put the negative on the positive, it doesn't work. And if you put the positive on the negative, it doesn't work. They have to interact together to work on that particular basis. That is the basis, and it is not a theory. It is how the car actually works in a battery. I'm going to leave it there. You figure out the rest. Cite the Bible. Emmanuel is the creator. Do not be smarter than you're supposed to be. Theory is not